Hi, guys, and welcome back to The Thoughtful Advocate. I'm your host, Elizabeth Teo. And I know we all want to change the world, but most of us don't know where to start. So I'm sitting down with the thoughtful advocates, the people turning hope into real action. And today's guest is a perfect example of that. Christine, she's an actress and a mom who unexpectedly found her calling as a sustainability content creator. So, welcome, Christine, to the show. Very excited to have you here today.
Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course. And I think we met back in, I was scrolling through our Instagram DMs, and I think our last DM was like 2019, which is
Oh,
pretty,
really? That's a long
yeah.
time ago. That's 2019 is when I started. I think I posted my first YouTube video.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you've been posting like ever since
Yeah.
2019.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
That's awesome. So 2019, things have changed. Obviously, even the things we talked about, because I think back then you had a makeup line, right? Your zero waste makeup line that you're.
I actually started my makeup line after my video blew up on TikTok, which was 2020. I
Oh,
never
okay.
expected to start a makeup line. It was just so many people asked for it. I have no intention of starting a business or doing any of that. And just because a lot of people asked, I started a makeup line and then I got asked to do like workshops on how to make makeup in zero waste stores. And I think I was in six zero waste stores across Canada at the
Wow.
time.
That's
So it was a
amazing.
lot of work. It's
Yeah.
different making makeup for yourself and making makeup
Oh,
for
of
somebody
course.
else. And it
Yeah.
was just very stressful for me to manage. I'm happy doing one lip balm, but I'm not so excited to do 300. So, yeah, it was very different to be able to mass produce and make
Mm.
sure that everything was sanitary. Everything had to be so perfect to give it to somebody
Right.
else.
Yeah.
So to do it for yourself, you're okay, but you're always so scared like somebody's not going to like your product. So it was just a
Mm.
whole different beast,
Exactly.
like mass producing for people.
Yeah, I'm sure. Were you also doing that by yourself? Like you were
Yes.
making, hand making the makeup and then,
Yeah, all by myself, like
oh my
on top of
God.
doing content. I
Yeah.
would,
And
so
being a
then,
mom.
yeah, the kids were young at that point, but it was fun. It was a learning point because I feel that I'm
Mhm.
an actress, and as an actress, you don't really grow that much as a person. I just feel as an
Okay.
actor, you audition all the time, but you're not really
Mm.
growing and learning new things. So as an entrepreneur and a content creator, you always have to learn about how to improve yourself, how to do something else. Things change so fast.
Okay. That's an interesting perspective. But I know you don't do acting as much as
No,
you were doing before.
I left acting in November.
Okay.
So
So
a
this was
few months
recent.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just a gradual shift from only ever wanting to be an actress and then
Mm.
going into content creation and being like, people like me for being me. I don't have
Oh,
to be somebody
yeah.
else. I guess you can relate as an Asian, you're always taught to be
Mm.
perfect. You put another facade in front of your family, in front of everybody. I was a figure skater also. So even on the ice, I had to be like, you're a princess, you can't
Mm.
show pain, you have to be the perfect little figure skater. And at home, it was the same thing. I had to be like quiet, obedient. And then going on social media and just sharing my frugal tips or things that I do that is not always so aesthetic. And I felt like for the first time, I was seen as a person. And it wasn't a big struggle for me to like shift from acting to content creation. It was a no brainer. It was completely like, do I continue playing somebody else or do I fully embrace who I am? So that's why I did the switch. I am a lot happier this way. I just felt with acting, it was very stereotypical. I was
Okay.
always auditioning for the same kind of parts. And maybe it's progressing now, but I always felt like I was always auditioning for the nurse, the girl that has a thick accent. She came from a different country. She does kung fu. I felt that it wasn't progressive enough. And with
Mm.
YouTube or content creation, I could watch Asian content creators and feel connected with them. But sometimes when I watch Asians like in North American content, I don't feel connected to them. So it was just a natural shift. And it was something that I'm a lot happier doing.
Yeah, that's a big shift,
Mhm.
but it sounds like you learned a lot from it. A lot of them wear a mask because you're reading a script, right? You have to pretend to be someone else, and I guess you were put in a
Mhm.
box based on your stereotype, how you look.
And I think
heard
like
over and over again.
I
Yeah, go
know a
ahead.
lot of actors like to play other characters. I was interviewed for another podcast and he was asking me like, what do you like about acting? And what would be your dream job as an actor? And I said to be myself, to play
Oh,
myself as a character. And he was so confused. He was like, but as actors, we always want to play somebody else. And then I felt like at that point, I already have my platform where I can be myself, like truly myself. I can dress up,
that's
show up
amazing.
the way I want. For acting, I always had this blazer that I would only wear for acting, high heel shoes. I, as an Asian, we're often sexualized. So I felt like a lot of the clothing
Hmm.
that I wear for acting was to play into that. But as a creator now, I can show up with my cat headphones, I can wear pajamas and still be on my platform and not feel like I'm not good enough.
I was gonna say, I think that's the power of social media. Like, you can be whoever you want, and if you want to be yourself, I feel like that authenticity is just so powerful. It connects like so many people. So I'm really excited for you because that sounds like such an exciting journey, and it feels like it was probably a long road to get where you are, but it sounds like you're doing something that you love, which is amazing. But speaking of that, I want to
Mhm,
talk a
yes.
bit more about your current work because I know you were previously an actress and turned content creator. So, can you just give me a quick snapshot of what you're working on right now, other content creation, and maybe your businesses?
So right now I'm writing an ebook of all of my makeup formulations, makeup,
Oh,
skincare, and also my content has more shifted into living. I wouldn't say I'm a frugal person, but it's just the verbiage that I use that really shocks people to engage in my content. Because I would say I'm a privileged person. I am not a person that lives paycheck to paycheck, but I know a lot of people do. And I want to show I don't have to be a poor person to choose this lifestyle. So it's just a hook that I use in my videos to show people that we are over consuming. Our society is really over consuming, and I'm happy with what I have. I'm happy with enough. I don't talk about like buying the cheapest thing, but buying something that you're going to keep for a long time in the end will cost you less than buying many cheap things.
yes, 100%. Lasts a lot longer. I don't know. We probably cut out there. I was just gonna say, yeah, high quality things last a lot longer than little plastic cheap like items that break.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and I feel even my parents and I guess other adults, my friends are all like real adults now. Even they talk about their washing machines, how their parents' washing machines still like work, even though it's like from, I don't know, 20 years ago. But now the washing machines aren't as good. They seem to break down a lot more often and need to be fixed more often
No.
too. And that seems more common with all the products we have now,
Yes.
which is wild.
I do find that also with clothing too. I'll often go to the secondhand store and find vintage
Yeah.
pieces that are going to last me way longer than if I went to or Shein.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, those will fall apart in 2 seconds. Like you put it in the wash and then all the threads come apart. But yeah, I was also gonna ask. So I actually didn't know that you were in an environmental like club in high school. I think one of your
Yes.
on your blog it says that you were part of environmental club and you've gone from being part of a high school club to a DIY content creator and an entrepreneur focused on intentional living. You built such an incredible journey from being in an environmental club in high school to being a successful DIY content creator and entrepreneur focused on intentional living. Now, when you look back at Christine in high school and you now, what's that moment feel like? Does it feel surreal? Does it feel like you've changed?
I think that I'm still the same girl from high school, and then I got into acting, and that's where it changed. There was a whole
Okay.
period of myself that was lost, and then I came back to my roots when I found content creation. And it was just by fluke that I started content creation. So acting, I wasn't acting that much. In the meanwhile, my husband is like, "Why don't you just you're so weird." He would say, "You're so weird enough. Like you can do your own videos on YouTube, but
Oh my
not with the
goodness.
intention to make money." It was more like find a hobby. You're always waiting for auditions. Find a hobby. So I started YouTube just showing the makeup that I make. I didn't do a lot of videos. I think I did one a month. And then when TikTok came around, I had a friend that was growing really fast on TikTok. And he said, like, download TikTok. So I just posted a really low effort kind of video that went viral. And overnight, I had 10,000 followers. And then at that point, it was like, I have to do videos every day now. So I really taught myself. I think it was really consistency that really paid off at the beginning because
Mm,
so many people have viral videos, but if you don't show it up every day, you won't have that success. And
yeah.
there's like up and downs as a content creator that you'll gain followers, you'll lose some, it's always that kind of journey. And that's what I learned through the whole process.
That's amazing. Yeah, I feel if you, especially as content creators these days, because there's so many content
Yes.
creators out
Yeah.
there that you have to put yourself out there every day so that you can continue to grow your relationship with your
Yes.
audience and they don't forget about you. Because I feel like it's just so easy for that to happen if you.
Actually, worked with a, what is it called? Strategist.
Mhm.
And coming from a TikTok background, it was more like putting content every day like a lottery. Something will go
Yeah,
viral.
yeah.
But he taught me something different. Starting last year, I post less, but more
Okay.
intentional. So instead of posting 7 to 10 videos a week, I'll do
Yeah.
four, 3 or 4 good pieces of content.
Mm,
And I find that by posting more thoughtful, longer content, more people follow after watching. Whereas if you do a viral video, you may get millions of people watching, but
yeah.
not many followers. I feel that with the society of spamming people with content, it's nice to take a step back because
Hmm.
people start to get tired of you. And I think that by seeing when I show up, I really hope that my audience is, oh, Christine posted something, I'm going to watch because it's not like something I'm just putting out for the sake of putting it out. So more thoughtful and intentional in posting too.
Do you feel like being thoughtful and intentional then leaks out of from your personal life too, like into content creation and kind of touches every aspect of your life?
I think at the beginning, it's really important to have that consistency in posting every day. But then as you grow and you already have the ability to make short content, be more thoughtful is how I'm seeing things and also taking it slower and thinking about what I'm scripting is really important to me. But yeah, it does trickle down to my life and everything that I do, like everything that I purchase. It should be, I have to think about it first before I
Mm,
buy something, before I do anything that's going to be of great value. I have to make sure that I put a lot of thought into it.
yeah, and I feel like slowing down really helps with that intentional thinking because I feel in this fast-paced world, we tend to forget about those kinds of important things.
Yes. And by slowing down, I get to enjoy my family a lot more. And then I have more inspiration to post thoughtful things.
So I kind of want to dive into more of your origin story a bit so that the
Mhm.
audience gets to know you a bit more. So I know your parents are from Mauritius. I believe that's a country in East Africa.
Yes.
Last time we spoke? Okay, amazing. And you were Chinese. So, how do you feel that these different cultures influenced or shaped your approach to intentional living? Are there any
So my,
intentional practices that you've learned?
I guess as Asian people, our parents are always more frugal or more like they'll use up things till the very end. So that really
Mm,
influenced me and my how I grew up. And my parents are from Mauritius. It's a very small island which is about the size of Montreal. You can drive all around Mauritius in 6 hours. And because they're an island, I believe that there was very limited resources. So whatever they had, they try to stretch it, use up all the containers that they have till they
yes.
break. And it's the way I always lived. And I guess when I was young, I was always embarrassed of, oh, my parents keep this, it's really old. But now
Mm,
it's refreshing to see whenever I show my parents' place online, so many different cultures are saying, oh, I'm Mexican and we do the same thing, or I'm Indian and we do that too. So it brings so many cultures together and showing how people in the past lived and how now it's really overconsumption. You'll see people buying containers just to put their cereal that came in a box already
yeah.
and it just to look nice. I think the start of zero waste was very much like the white influencer with the perfect cabinet. And I always felt like I wasn't
Yeah.
seen because that I grew from an immigrant family where everything was old margarine containers or reuse everything.
Yeah,
Like,
not
how am I gonna
aesthetic.
Yeah, how am I gonna put this on Instagram? It's really not nice. And I do like how social media is a lot more accepting of people that are normal and not having such
Mhm.
the influencer aesthetic or like having the clean, like zero waste kitchen. My kitchen is not.
Yeah, me neither. No, that's awesome. Do you find a pretty big difference between TikTok and Instagram in terms of aesthetic? Because I feel like Instagram's a bit, it's still a bit more about perfect photos,
Yes.
nicer photos, and TikTok's more, I feel like it's like more raw. Like you kind of show,
TikTok, you can post like so many low effort
yeah,
content, but Instagram is really more curated. I wouldn't say
yeah,
like how it used to be a long time ago,
no,
where it was very edited, a little bit more polished, but Instagram is also where you get business partnerships. You'll get more brand collaborations through Instagram that brands
yeah,
want to see
it's
something
true.
more polished. But what's even more low effort than TikTok is Snapchat.
Oh, I didn't know you were on Snapchat.
Yeah, I'm a Snap star.
Oh my goodness. So do you
They
get
gave
paid
me
by Snapchat?
no, you have to get have a lot of followers.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I think they gave me the star as a recognized creator. I'm
Oh,
a
that's
bigger
awesome.
creator on another platform, but you need to have 10 million Snap views in a month or something crazy like that. But it's really low effort. Stories go really viral on Snapchat. I just
That's
have my phone all day and oh, this is what I'm doing. And like 32,000 views.
oh my
Like
God.
yeah, so Snapchat, I think it's really
Okay.
also very young. But if you can make a living or you can start on Snapchat, I heard they pay really well. Every 6 seconds, they have an opportunity to put an ad. So Snapchat actually gets you these
Oh.
partnerships.
Okay. I heard a lot of, I guess more of the mainstream content creators, yeah, they all like post on Snapchat because they have these multi-million dollar brand
Yeah,
deals.
but
It's
it's very
wild.
different. People think Snapchat is dead, but it's still alive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's fun to be on different platforms just to see like you have different audience
Yeah.
members. I think my Snapchat followers are very young. So whenever I say I'm frugal, they're like, "What is frugal?"
What does that
And
mean?
I let somebody else explain it, but they're very young and they don't quite understand like
Okay.
everything you're saying. But it's
Right.
nice to see like Instagram's a lot older. TikTok, I have
Yes.
more of an international audience base. So it's quite
Okay.
interesting to see.
Yeah, different audiences, different ages. Do you have, are you trying to use like the lingo now? They have all these crazy
Oh,
slang,
I don't
skibbity and
understand.
yeah.
I'm always asking my son, like,
What
what
does
is
this
this?
mean? Me
P, what
too.
is that?
It's like learning a foreign language.
Yes, it is. Since the beginning, I was like, I have no idea what people are writing to me.
Yeah. So I know you touched on this a bit earlier about your husband actually encouraging you to post on YouTube because
Yeah.
he thought you were weird, but I think he meant that you're very unique. You have a great personality.
And you need to have that uniqueness, I think, to
Oh
start
yeah,
and
stand
embrace your
out.
uniqueness. I know for acting, you also have to have a kind of uniqueness, but I find that you also assimilate more into the stereotype of characters. So with content creation, even if you have an accent, even if you have your accent can put you apart, like from so many
Yeah,
content create, you become the niche. So it's really fun.
it's true. It's really true. So, how did your husband react when he learned that you were interested in environmental issues? Was this like something you brought up when you're first dating? Did he know that
Oh, I
you
don't think
were
I ever
interested?
brought it. I don't think I ever bring it up with anyone. It's
Okay.
just I make everything and
Yeah,
he's known
they can
me
see.
like that the whole time. And even bringing my own utensils to parties. It's just something I always did. So it was not a shock to him. It was
Yeah,
always
it was
she's
just
always
part of
like
your
that.
lifestyle. Yeah.
She was always like that.
No, that's awesome. I feel like the most powerful way is to honestly just show it. Sometimes it's better than just nagging people about it. I
Yeah.
think that's great. So now that you are doing full-time content creation, does he like it seems like he's always been supportive because he's the one who told you to start YouTube. Do
Yes.
you guys talk about does he help you with your content creation? Do you guys like strategize together? Because I know you live with other content creators in your house, right?
Yes.
There's like three
Yeah.
other ones you said?
Two, yeah, two other, well, me included, so we're
Okay.
three. But do we strategize? My husband has his own job. So when I was acting, when
Yeah.
like I would do self tapes, like I would shoot myself and I would have to edit it together. And you're editing your own video. I have my own job.
No time for this.
So the point where he is very supportive is if I'm looking for a camera, he'll research to find the good
Okay.
camera for the price. And
Ah,
he'll find he's really into tech. Like he's
yeah,
in
my
tech.
husband too.
So he will find, okay, He'll watch if I was interviewed by CBC and he's, oh my God, your camera is so bad. It's really embarrassing. So he got me this camera that tracks me.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's actually really cool.
Yeah. So he'll be like, oh my God, the audio was so bad. We need to get you. So he feels almost embarrassed, like he's the tech guy.
Yeah.
And then my video is not clear or something.
He feels
But
like he's part of this.
yes, so he doesn't watch my videos unless I really show it to him, which I
Yeah.
think is good because that I have some like some people become really obsessed with you. So I like having my family knows me. My family knows me as a person more than the creator because
Yeah.
online you don't show everything. There's a parts of my life that I want to keep private to me.
Of course.
Whereas some people idolize you so much that they only see that part of you. So I like it that my husband doesn't watch my videos. In fact, my two boys are also content creators. My oldest
Yeah.
son is a big content creator. I think he has
Oh,
450,000 on YouTube. So he's making money on YouTube.
goodness.
My husband doesn't watch his videos too, and we like it. Like we have that
You keep it
respect.
separate.
Yeah, we have that respect. I know he's a big creator. We have that respect, and I'm still his mom. He still has chores to do.
Of course.
Yeah, so that's when I say we're three content creators. It's like my little son does Minecraft. I think he has 1,000 on YouTube. And
Okay,
then the
yes.
big
I love that
one
game.
does, yeah, the big one does a Lego.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is he going to do this full time, do you think? Or is this like
No,
a.
so he finished high school,
Yeah.
and my husband always told him, my husband's Asian. You're going to university. You're gonna
Go to
go to
school.
uni. So he knows, okay, even though I make money on YouTube, I'm going to university. So my son, I guess they have so much more access to knowledge now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he was researching, he didn't know if he would go into business or engineering. So he looked on YouTube and he's, oh, it's harder to learn engineering. And he was saying like, because that he's paying for his university, if I'm going to pay for it, might as well learn something that I can't learn anywhere else. Business I can learn online and
Mm-hmm.
forming my own business. So he's going to study engineering. We'll see where that
Okay.
takes. But as a parent, like when he finishes university, if he's making more money on YouTube, we can't stop him. Like
Of
it's up
course,
to
yeah.
him. Yeah, it's up to him at that point to decide. And I think knowledge is so important. He can always use his engineering degree to do YouTube with it, like Mark
Mm-hmm.
Rober, who's an
Yeah.
engineer. So he's
Say.
quite very smart and he's has a YouTube channel. So I think learning anything is always going to help your YouTube.
Oh, for sure. I feel like it just gives you more knowledge and you can use it for almost anything, like you said, which is. But that's amazing. That's amazing. You're like a full house of content
Yes,
creators.
my youngest son usually edits here. His setup is here. And then
Okay.
we share our cameras
Yeah.
and my son has his own gear to shoot in his room.
Oh,
Like
wow.
his lighting and stuff is different from my lighting.
Yeah.
And
Is
we
this
shoot
is
different
this dad
floors.
approved as well? The
Oh,
lighting.
my husband is like, why is your video? Because he would shoot off his cell phone for the
Mm.
longest time with the most unflattering angle, like down here. And my husband's like, you have mommy's camera. We bought her, use that. And with
Come
much,
on.
no, I don't have to do it. And one day he took my camera and he never went back.
Oh, oh
Because
my
he was
goodness.
like over 100,000 followers and still using like the crappy
Yeah.
like phone.
Yeah,
But
that's
now,
still
yeah,
pretty awesome though.
people upgrade. He upgraded. They're like, whoa,
Who's
he has,
this?
but it's mommy's camera.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So you guys can bond over content
Yes,
creation
yeah.
and your
So it's
husband's
nice.
a tech person.
We talk about content, but not to the point where I'll tell him what to do. Because I have some
Yeah.
friends are saying like, "Oh, he should do more lives." I'm like, "But I'm his mom.
Yeah.
I can't tell him what to do. In the end, it's his channel."
That's
Or people
right.
will say, "Bring your family into your content." I'm like, "But it's my channel. I don't want them to feel like it's work."
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I feel like it's very common for people to lose passion in like content creation because it just feels you're forced to do it because that's your like job.
Especially it's
So
not your channel. Like the kids, they with as they get older, they probably wouldn't want to see themselves look like this in my videos.
I think that's smart that you separate those two
Mhm.
things. I know we talked a bit more about how you were in environmental club in high school. I wanted to ask, what drew you to environmental issues? Were you just learning what your parents did and you just kind of took after them, or was there something that you saw that kind of changed,
My
gave you passion?
I think I was in grade 4. My mom bought a book off Scholastic for
Okay.
me about the environment. It was something like DIYs to help reduce waste for the planet. And I was into all DIYs, making my own jewelry, everything. So it wasn't my mom planting the seed. It was more like, oh, she can keep busy with this book. There's more DIYs. So in that book, we learned there were a few things. I don't remember all the experiments, but there were a lot of different experiments, and I kept that at heart. And in high school, there was an environmental club, and I think we were four people in the environmental club. We were not a lot. And
Yeah.
we would pick up garbage and plant flowers around
Oh wow.
I guess, around the school. And I really liked that club. And then I wanted to study something like environmental in university, but my mom didn't think there was money in environmental stuff.
Yeah.
I went into acting, which is even worse. I don't know why she thought acting might,
Oh wow.
like, she wasn't really thrilled that I wanted to do
Okay.
acting,
Yeah.
but she thought
She
maybe
knew
acting
better.
would make more money than
Oh
environment.
wow.
Which, yeah, which was really difficult because I was almost like the black sheep of the family going into acting and not going, I didn't go to university, but I studied theater in college and it was
Okay.
very different. I think I was the only Asian in my graduating class. In theater, we graduated 21 people, I think.
Oh
21,
wow.
yeah, we were 21 and I was the only Asian. And it was hard because they didn't know how to place me because I was a minority. And
Yeah.
it's okay, you're the old lady, we'll make you draw wrinkles on you.
Oh no.
Like it was all, they didn't know where to place me. Or there's not enough boys, so you're the boy because you're so small. Like you can't be the lead. You look like a kid, so we'll make you a boy. So yeah, my whole theater career in like school was like playing a boy
Wow.
or a kid or an old lady.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Always the same.
I remember an acting teacher told me it was really difficult. He told me like you should quit, get out of the theater program because you're not going to get a lot of work. At the time, there was not a lot of work. Yeah, it was really difficult. I had another teacher saying you should sexualize yourself and wear heels and
Oh my
stuff
God.
your breasts because that Asian women are seen as sexual objects. So it was very difficult for me at the time to I had to fit in. I felt like I had to fit in.
Yeah. How did you feel
Yeah.
when Crazy Rich Asians came out and those kinds of movies? Did you
Oh,
feel like it
yeah.
was more
There were
Asian
more like
centered?
Asian centered. I still didn't feel connected with those movies because I'm not a
Yeah.
rich Asian. And
Well,
there
yeah.
was also like Fresh Off the Boat. I'm not a
Yeah.
Asian with a thick accent. I did feel connected when Kim's Convenience came out.
That's a good one too.
Canadian, like that was a really good show. I felt like it was really dated to our time, where I thought Fresh Off the Boat was outdated when it came
Mm,
out. So a lot of them didn't connect at the time, but now we're seeing more, I guess, Ali Wong, like the
yeah.
like a lot more women that I could see that I'd be friends with or I could talk to. But I really find like in terms of media and consumption of media, it's YouTube that I watch.
Yeah. I'm on YouTube a lot too.
Yeah, you can connect more with those. They feel like more real. And I think that
Yeah.
content creators are seen as more real. And I thought at the beginning it was hard to transition from acting to content because as an actress, you're taught not to look in the camera. Because when you're acting,
Oh.
you're always kind of talking to
Yeah.
somebody off camera. And when you're acting, you're somebody else. So when you're in content, you're staring directly into the lens and you're being yourself. So it was
Right.
really hard to switch off the acting. And I think the best
Mm.
content creators are the ones that really feel like they're connecting to the audience through the lens.
It feels like a personal like FaceTime where you just feel like you're talking to a friend.
Yeah,
Which
so
I
a lot of
think,
people
yeah.
thought
For,
that, oh, because of your acting background, it was really easy. Actually, it was really hard.
yeah. But you did it.
The content creation really helped me get some acting parts because I was in a movie
Ah,
with Sigourney Weaver, and
yeah.
the part that I auditioned for, my character looks directly into the camera and does a whole monologue. And I always said to myself, like, if I didn't start YouTube before, I think I would be self-conscious looking into the camera and talking.
So it helped you. What
Yes,
movie was that? Do you
it's called My Salinger Year.
Oh, okay. Would have to look
Mhm.
that up. That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so we did talk about. So you said that you made a breakthrough in 2020 with
Yeah.
TikTok. So what was your early content like? Do you feel like it resonated people because it was intentional?
I think that I had an Instagram like most people, and a lot of actors use Instagram to promote themselves. And I didn't
Mhm.
like the idea of like just taking a whole bunch of selfies or saying I'm on set. I felt like it felt more like showing off. So I
Yeah.
used Instagram more like a diary, like a food diary, makeup. Like I would make products, take a picture. And on my stories, I would do videos, but it would be like video of me mixing something. I took that video and posted it on TikTok. And I said, "Oh, I'm making a foundation powder. I was making this. I was
Yeah.
just, you don't see my face. You just see me mixing it together."
Right.
And it got like over 300,000 views.
Oh my God.
And I just think it was very luck because TikTok was new and it was like a really low effort kind of video. So then I just started showing up every day on TikTok. I didn't have a tripod. I didn't have the tripod to hold my phone or anything, so I would put it
Mhm.
on my window and just talk there,
Yeah.
or I would hold it and sometimes my hand is shaking. So I had to buy like a stand for my phone. Eventually I invested in a camera and like proper gear and lighting, but I did what I could do and I thought that TikTok was a good barrier of entry because at that time YouTube didn't have such like a good for you kind of page.
Yeah, that's true. So, do you feel like TikTok really changed like your career then?
Yes. I think that if I didn't go viral, I don't think that I would be posting every day. So some people, they like the process of working so hard, like Marquez Brownlee. He said that he posted for years before anyone knew who he was. He was just a kid.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it was the opposite for me. I don't think that if I ever went viral, I would have still posted, but not as much, not the
But
frequency.
yeah, it
Mhm.
helped like increase you
Yes,
too.
yes. And then it did grow like my Instagram and other platforms. But I do find that Instagram has a stronger base of followers because TikTok is very for you based. People follow you without knowing who you are as much. Whereas Instagram, it's really like people know you a lot more. And YouTube also.
I feel like it's easier because like on TikTok I'm just scrolling the whole time, but
Yes.
on
Yeah,
Instagram you
yeah.
kind of go to your homepage and see who you are versus
Yeah.
TikTok. But so when you made that shift into going content creation full time, like how did you know that was the right move? Was it because like you were bringing in the dough?
Yeah, I was making more money, like I think in the first 2, 3 years than I ever made in acting in like 20 years or like many years that I did acting. With my husband, we're like, yeah, I think that you should go all in. It's still difficult because you're still a freelancer, but at the same point, as a freelancer and doing my own content, I can shoot when I want and I can go on vacation without having to worry about auditioning.
It's a lot more freedom in that way than
Mhm.
a five job.
Yeah, and it's different for acting because you have to go to so many auditions to get one part. Whereas
Mm,
when you work with a brand, they already want to work with you. Like it's
yeah.
up to you to say if you want to work with them or not.
Are you open to talking about like where do you get most of your like financial support from? Is it from brand deals or do you
Yes,
have like other like
from brand
avenues?
deal. Yeah, brand deals are definitely the most for me, but I know my son, it's sense.
Okay, on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I feel like
It's different because that he's very niche. So there's not
yeah.
many brands that can work with him, but at the same time, he gets a lot of money through AdSense.
No, that's
Whereas,
good.
yeah, lifestyle, it's very much more open, but then there's a lot of creators.
Are
Like
you
there's a lot of,
still in
Mhm.
Canada right now?
Yes, I'm in
Oh.
Montreal.
Oh, okay. So,
Yes.
because TikTok doesn't pay like Canadian content
No,
creators, right? Like they do
no.
Americans. Yeah.
No, but in Canada, we get paid for YouTube, Facebook, and Snapchat if you monetize on those.
Right. Hopefully one day they'll bring it back to TikTok though.
Yes, actually, Facebook, the monetization is better than YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
on Facebook, but yeah, I don't really know too much about.
You need to have 100,000 views in a month or
Wow.
3 months. I forgot how many, but you need to have past a certain
Yeah.
threshold. Yeah, and long format pays quite well on Facebook.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Multiple sources of income. Yeah, secure you
it,
want.
it is. Yeah.
Okay,
Do
leave
you have a
edit.
job too?
Yeah, I work full time. I'm
Cool.
on maternity leave right now. Yeah.
Okay. So you're busy. You're going to be very busy when you go
Yeah,
back.
I know.
What kind of
Everybody.
job do you do?
I work for Resource Productivity and Recovery Authority. It's basically a nonprofit that works with the government to bring
Okay.
Ontario to zero waste.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
we
So
actually
in
regulate a lot of companies like Coca-Cola,
oh,
Nestle.
yeah, my friend,
Yeah.
I think she works a similar job like you in New York.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's spreading. California has their own program. I think Alberta just got their own program, but basically we just make sure that companies hit their recycling targets for their products.
Yeah.
Because before they're just coming up in the air. It didn't really matter if their stuff got recycled or not. But
Right.
now they have to pay if they don't.
Oh, that's good.
Or yeah, so yeah,
Mhm.
keeping them
Accountable.
all. But yes, let me see. We touched a bit on these as well. I did want to ask, so I feel like when you're like a content creator, you build an audience, a community, and you start to have like online like relationships, whether that's like friends or like
Mhm.
just people you know. How do you think building a community can lead to change, especially in today's age?
You mean a community in terms of the following that I built?
Yeah, you can talk about the following that you built, or in general, it could be real life community too. But how do you
Yeah.
think that could lead to changing the
I
world?
think that because I have very young audience on TikTok, and it's nice to see a lot of the young audience coming to me for advice and like
Hmm.
even saying, "Oh, my parents are not, they don't believe in zero waste. How can I get them on the page, like same page?" And even some will ask me like, "How do you use a menstrual cup?" My mom doesn't want me to use a menstrual cup. Can you teach me? I'm like, maybe you should ask your mom first. Yeah, so I think that even like speaking about topics that you would never learn at school. I never learned that there were such things called menstrual cup, and I don't think they
Hmm.
really teach it. So just
No.
being out there and being, I don't want to say like an authority, but somebody that they feel that I'm
Like a role
there,
model.
yeah, as a role model is really important. And also to get out, I was used to teach like zero waste classes. So for people to see
Hmm.
you in person, it's nice. I'd like to do more like in events in person. And I was brought to Hollywood for the Hollywood Climate Summit. So it was nice to see
Oh wow.
people. It was nice to see like a lot of the sustainability creators together that and people that like us and follow us, see the impact that we made.
Yeah, I feel like in-person events are really cool too because you always talk to these people like online that
Yes,
like, seeing them in person and their face. I
I
think
wish
it's
we had more of these events in
me
Canada.
too.
I feel that
Yeah.
in the US, there's a lot of opportunities for sustainability creators to get together. But in Canada, I don't know that there's too many of these kind of events.
Yeah, me either. I know there's like green drinks, which is something run like near my university, like
Mhm.
near U of T. But besides that, yeah, I don't really know.
No, there's
Uh,
not too much. I know during Biden's administration, he brought a lot of the creators to the White House, which you would never
yes.
see like Trudeau or like anybody bring sustainability
No,
creators.
unheard of. So who knows? I feel like sustainability is becoming more and more important. Obviously, as climate change becomes more progressive, so I think there will be more of these types of like events and things. But I feel like there's also another like more disadvantages of being a content creator in Canada because like I feel like a lot of brands they don't also want to work with a lot of Canadian brands
Yes.
for the like the shipping and all
Yeah, this
that.
year has been more difficult, I guess, with the whole Trump was saying that he didn't all the tariffs on Canada and stuff. So I think it
Yeah,
affected people wanting to work with Canadians at the same time. So I think as a creator, also having other sources of income that doesn't rely on brand collaborations, like creating your own
yeah.
product. Like I'm thinking of creating maybe something kitchenware for like my
Oh,
audience.
that'd be
Still
exciting.
thinking about it.
Yeah, no, I think anything like a lot of content creators, Emma Chamberlain and a lot of big content creators, they all come up with like their own like brand and I feel like
Yeah.
that helps them not rely on brands so much because of course that can come and go.
Yes.
But like you said, the more streams of income, the better. I was gonna say, I feel like this is a very common question I get too. What's your approach when people say they don't have time for DIY or intentional like living practices?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that a lot. I got in a comment that said, I was showing how I make my makeup, and a lady goes, "Oh, I bet you have no kids and no job." Like it was really usually it's the women that will say that to me, and my response often, like some people was like, "I have no time for that," and my response is, "You have time for Netflix. You have time to do all those things. This is my Netflix. This is my chilling like thing that I do." And everyone is different. So it just feels that it hit a chord with them and maybe they felt like not as it hurt them. So whenever
Yeah.
people write mean comments, it's not usually a reflection of you, but it's more of a reflection of them.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like that goes with anything. Even people coming up to you in person, a lot of the times it's a personal it's a personal thing. But yeah, I think that's really interesting because I feel like as people in the more mindful, like living spaces, a lot of people that say, oh, they can't do this or they can't do that because they have real life to deal with. But I think you're saying like it's a choice.
Yeah.
You can choose to do these things or you can choose to go on like TikTok all
Mhm.
day or something
And
else.
it's not an attack on them. Like I was
Yeah,
sharing what I'm doing. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. You can buy your makeup.
exactly.
I'm not saying that you're a bad person. It's just sharing what I do. And if
Yeah.
people want to do it, they can follow my recipe. I shared also I have a cast iron pan, and I think a girl wrote, I don't know if I want one because that it takes too much time. And I said
Mm,
the only time is like it takes minute to put oil on top when it's done. Like it doesn't take an extra 30 minutes. So I think a lot of people try to give excuses to not do things. And I understand people are busy too. I live a different
yeah.
lifestyle than most people, but also I live a different lifestyle. This is my job. This is you go to work, maybe people have other things, but at the same time, content creation is my job. So everything that I'm doing is work in the end too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have, I feel like you're more intentional with it, which is the whole reason. Like you're choosing
Yes.
to do this stuff with your time. What do you think are the biggest challenges that you faced in growing your platform, but also staying true to yourself and being intentional with your living practices?
You mean I don't really, you mean what challenges that I feel in terms of
Yeah,
comments or
so as your platform grows, do you feel that it's hard to stay like intentional with things? Do you feel like you're always looking at, oh, what got the most views, for example? I'll make more content about that. You know what I mean? Looking at the
yeah.
algorithm versus what you actually want to make, kind
I
of like.
am not good at looking at algorithm. I think my
Okay.
son is a lot more about looking at analytics. I'm not a numbers person, so even like money. So I do follow a schedule of I have a video once a week where I reintroduce myself because a lot of
Mm,
people that just follow me don't know who I am. I
yeah.
do a video every week about a recipe. Like I'm very intentional with those things. But in
Okay.
terms of what gets the most views, no, I think the most views is probably kombucha stuff, but people don't really like it that much. So it really depends.
Mm,
What I post is really what I'm doing that day.
right.
A lot of what I post is you're following my day. If I
Okay.
posted a video of a watermelon smoothie, it's only because my watermelon was going bad and I had to make it that day. So it's
Yeah.
yeah,
You're
it's
kind of ending like your
my
life.
day at the
Yeah.
same time. So my shooting is very different than my son's shooting because he only talks about Lego. He can shoot it in his room all on the same time every day. Whereas me, I shoot sporadic.
Yeah. Okay. So it's quite different, but I feel like that's also like very intentional because you're just showing like, what you're doing with your life. Do you ever struggle with wanting things that you don't need? Let's say you're on TikTok and you like the latest bag or dress and you're like, "Oh, I
Mhm.
want that, but I can't buy that cuz I have 50 dresses already." Do you ever struggle with that and like how do you
What
handle
I will usually put it in the shopping cart and come back to it a few weeks later
it?
and say,
Okay.
I don't think I would ever wear this. It just looks nice on somebody else, and
Right.
maybe it won't fit me very well. So most of the time I don't buy things, but I go thrift shopping once a year on my birthday, and that's where I
Okay.
allow myself to buy clothing. So I
Yeah.
usually limit like buying clothing once a year on my birthday, and usually it's 4 or 5 items that I'll
Okay.
buy.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
So it's very like intentional on
Yeah.
yeah, buying things. I feel like that's such a good way to combat the urgent need to buy now because you're giving yourself time to think about it and like to talk yourself out of it. Oh, I don't need this right now.
No.
Let's yeah, delete that item
And
as
I
well.
actually, a lot of my clothing is from my friends because I'm the smallest person people know.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of, even my friend has daughters that are bigger than me,
Oh
and she
wow.
gives me, I have kids' clothing that fit me. And I always like to wear something and say, oh, this was my friend's dress. She loved it
Yeah.
for so long, and I'm happy to wear it in a video because she'll be happy to see it
Oh.
more than, oh, this is a new thing that I bought for me. So I like reusing people's clothing, and I'd say 90% of my wardrobe is somebody I know is their old dress. And I wear dress like 90% of the time.
Yeah, I feel like I used to not be a dress person, but I feel like it's just easier. You don't really have to think about
Yes,
it. You just,
I don't
you know,
like
put it on.
jeans. It's like tight, like it doesn't stretch unless the pants have elastic. I'm at an older age now. I rather feel comfortable than
Yeah, your legs are free.
I like dresses a lot better. And it's one outfit to put it on. You don't have
Yeah,
core.
about Eddie, like what pants goes with the shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like
I'm
one
feeling
dress.
that way now. Okay. So when people ask you like how does being frugal and sustainability go hand in hand? Do you see like the connection between saving money and saving the planet?
So the reason why I talk about frugal is because when you tell people use this, it's good for the planet, they don't care. If it you tell them it saves you money, then all of a sudden, oh, I want to be a good person and save the planet. So I realized that pretty like this year, it really resonated with a lot of people. So I think that especially in this day and age, everything's really expensive. And if I
Yes.
can share tips that are eco-friendly, but that can also save money, I think it's a
Yeah.
win-win. Especially a lot of people say, I'm not eco-friendly because it's so expensive. And I'll say it's actually the opposite. Even though
You're
if a
actually,
product, yeah, you're
yeah.
saving money, you saved a lot of money. People don't realize, I think they see being eco-friendly as elitist or being very privileged. But I think that the true eco-friendly people are ancestors where they really used everything to the very last drop. And I'm not really promoting like buying many cheap things, but also buying higher quality will last you longer, like a cast iron pan will last you forever. So that's the only reason why I talk about frugality is like to get people on the eco-friendly train.
Yeah, I think that's a good way. And I feel like I was reading somewhere where like people who focus on saving money, like content, like frugal content creators are becoming bigger now because like we're heading towards a
Expensive.
recession and things
Yes.
are just so expensive, like you
Yes.
said. So it
Mhm.
makes sense. People want more of that content. They want to learn how can they save money in this
Yes,
day and
and if they
age.
can save the planet too, they'll feel good about themselves
Yeah,
even more. And I think
exactly.
I really believe that being eco-friendly is being comfortable with yourself, like not buying into the trends, just being enough. Because when I was an actress, I used to wear makeup for auditions. I'd say quite a bit of makeup, right? Because I wanted to be good on camera. And when I started to go into zero waste, I just quit makeup cold turkey. I said, I'm not going to wear any makeup. After a year, then I started to implement like, okay, cocoa powder could be used as this. Like it's everything from my kitchen. And I think that if you're comfortable with yourself, the way you look, the way you, everything about yourself, you're more likely to be able to make these changes without people like caring about what people think about you.
Yeah, I feel like that's an interesting perspective because I never thought of it that way. But yeah, you're just being yourself when you're being truly sustainable because you're just
Mhm.
using, you know, what you have and you're not forcing yourself to impress other people in that way, like with name brands and all of that other stuff that doesn't really matter.
And I think I saw a video they were saying like all the younger generations are all starting to dress the same, like the same kind of outfit. I think finding your own personal style is more important than following the latest trend, knowing
Yeah,
what you like to wear.
exactly. Because I feel like, especially if you're shopping fast fashion, they always come up with the same trends and whatever. So you'll just look the
Like
same. And
everyone
yeah,
else.
you'll be a lot more unique if you start to dress more or go thrifting, which
And
is, yeah.
really, I think that being a content creator is very much about intuition and knowing what you like and what will work for you. It may not work for somebody else, but embracing everything that you seem to like and just going with it.
Following your intuition, I think, is really important, especially for women. I feel like women's, what they say about women's intuition is really
Yes,
true.
it's important.
Yeah, super important. Okay, so I know we talked quite a bit about intentional living. How would you define intentional living, and how does that philosophy guide your personal and your business decisions as well?
Intentional living for me is all about gratitude. It's being thankful for what you have and not expecting from people. I think a lot of people are disappointed in their friends and their family if they expect things from them. So for me, it's all about gratitude and being intentional, buying something, being grateful for it, using it, giving its like respecting what you bought and using it till the end. So it's all about being thankful and gratitude.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. Do you purposely practice gratitude, like through meditation or anything like that? Or is that just something you've always had, that you've always been taught to be thankful for what you have?
I was always a person that's very thankful and like I will celebrate the little wins in life. I know that when I had Say we went on a family trip, I'm very grateful for it. I don't feel like, oh, what's the next big one? What's the next
Mm.
thing? So
You're
just
like in the moment.
in the moment of everything, even when I had, okay, I have 10,000 followers, I'm very grateful for this. I know I can
Mm.
lose it. I know I'm not going to say, okay, now I want 100,000. It's always being grateful for where I am. And I know a lot of people have goals in life,
Yeah.
but if you ask me, I probably don't really have goals in life. It's more like I am happy with my state now.
I think that's very important because I feel like society teaches you, oh, you always have to set goals, otherwise you're
Yeah.
gonna fail. But you're living in the present, and I
Yeah.
honestly I resonate with that because every time I'm staying in the present, I'm just so much more happier
Yes.
than if I'm always thinking about the future, what's next. It
Yeah,
just like
and
drains.
in the society of like hustle, hustle, you have to get the
Yeah.
next thing, but it's okay to be where you're at and be happy with
Mm.
where you're at. And I think it took me a while to get there because as an actress, you have to be the best to get the part. Not the best
Mm.
necessarily the best, but like they have to choose you.
Yes.
So you always felt like if you didn't get the part, you got nothing.
Right.
Whereas life is not like that. There's so many people with the average job. Like you don't
Mm.
have to have the best job. So I think that my kids really benefit from how my husband and I see life. So we always
Yeah.
told him like you don't have to be the best in class. Like you don't have to be the smartest person because that you can still find work. You can still
Mm.
I think
They've already found some work.
yeah, they're high achievers. Whereas with the Asian family, you always had to be the best.
Yeah, straight
E-
A's,
Even if
number
you have
one in class.
cousins or if you have other cousins your age, you have to
Yeah.
feel like you're the best. And figure
Yep.
skating was the same. You had to be the best, or if you're not first place, you're a loser. It took me a while to get used to that. And I remember I was really sad one year, and my husband's like, "Why are you so sad?" And I was like, "But I'm not the best." And he goes,
Mm.
"Nobody is the best." He goes, "How many people are the best? 1%? But everyone else is fine." So now I realize I don't have to be the best. I don't have to be the most beautiful, the most talented. I can just
Right.
be me.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful because it just allows you to be yourself instead of being perfect. I
Mm.
feel like, which is also another huge Asian like
Yeah. And
stressor.
I like even when I watch YouTube, the people that I like, it's not because they're perfect that I watch them.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
because they're quirky, they have some weird personality, or
Yeah, they're
you
real.
know, you rather have personality than try to be just the perfect image.
Exactly. Okay, so we're in our last section here. So, actually, one of my questions was about your goals for
Oh,
business. So
no.
I just realized you don't have goals. No goals.
I'm happy with the now. It's
Yeah.
nice if in the future I can inspire more people. I know a lot of people think that I'm a content creator. I want to have more followers or I want to
Mm.
have more this or that. But I always tell everyone I'm happy with the amount of people that I have. I like way more. I've always ever only wanted a 10,000 people following me. So this is way
Yeah.
surpassed like what I ever
Past your
expected.
goals.
Like I even went into social media not knowing that I could make money out of it. Like it was just for
Yeah.
fun. I'm an older content creator, so I had no idea that people made money on social media until a brand came to me and offered me $30 and I was like, $30, that's good.
That's
Yeah, this is like way exceeded my expectations. So I'm happy like if more people come along, if less people, I'm happy with the way I am.
I think that's such a healthy mindset. So keep it that way.
Yeah.
How do you hope to influence people's relationship with both money and the environment through your work on frugal sustainability? Do you think you'll keep talking about how to be frugal and sustainable at the same time, or is
It
that
really
something?
depends. Yeah, it really depends on my audience. I only talk like that because my audience wants to have it. And I think that
Mm.
as a creator, you always change and grow because
Yes.
I think people will unfollow you if you always do the same kind of videos all the time. So this is
Mm.
something that brings me joy right now. And I don't know, maybe in 2 years it's going to be another angle that I'm going to put it in or another topic. I'm
Who
happy right
knows?
now. My goal or my mission right now is to change people's mindset. Change people's mindset on how they see life because that if you're not happy with yourself and if you're not grateful with what you have, how can you be truly happy and save money?
Yes, I agree. Can you share one of your favorite, most used DIY recipes with my audience? Do you have one that like you always go to?
Oh, I love making like brow filler out of cocoa powder and activated charcoal. It's such an
Oh,
easy
okay.
DIY. You just mix it together and you
Yeah.
just brush it on your eyebrows.
Oh, that's nice. I gotta try that.
Oh, it's really
Because
fun.
I naturally have no eyebrows. Filled in
Asian.
it. It's an Asian thing for sure.
So that's really fun, like quick and easy DIY. I use cocoa powder in a lot of my makeup products, like even like foundation powder with arrowroot powder and cocoa powder.
Oh,
So
nice.
because as an actress, I never wanted to shine on camera. So it
Right,
just
keep it matte.
mattifies the skin. It's not gonna
Mm,
like a full coverage foundation. It's more of mattify your skin.
yeah.
And yeah, those are the easiest. Make your own lip balm. That's the easiest thing because I know people spend a lot on lip balm.
Yeah, for sure. And I always lose mine.
Yeah,
Chapstick. It's
same,
like
same.
always
Always like
miss.
I have three, but I don't know where they
Yeah.
went. So making your
For
own is
later.
great. I
Got
always
it in my
have one,
pocket.
yeah, beside, so they're pretty easy
Oh,
to
that's
make.
good.
So those are the quickest like DIYs that I'm thinking about right now.
For the eyebrow powder, is it just like a one-to-one?
It depends on how dark you want
Oh,
your
okay. So
eyebrows to
you
be.
can like
Yeah, you
switch it.
mix it up, and then how it works is you moisturize your face first, so it has something to stick to. So
Ah,
don't put
okay.
water in it, otherwise it's gonna go bad. So it will
Yeah.
stick to the natural oil that you apply.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
it'll last the whole day.
Very
So that's
cool.
what I like. Yeah. So I've been making my own makeup for I'd say 10 years.
Wow. Do you think this was like you learned a lot through trial and error with all
Yeah.
the making your own? Kind
Yeah,
of
the
being
whole
like a chemist, like
it's
mixing
so
things
yeah, I
together.
would have mascara and this another mascara, and my husband's like, "Why is this all leaking?" Oh, it's just this one has less wax. So we're always DIY everything. Like even cooking, it's always
Oh
like I
yeah.
made a soup with avocados, and my kids hated it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I
Like
wasted
what
some
is this?
avocado." So I'm always like a DIY person at heart.
That's awesome though. I feel like and over time you learn to perfect recipes too.
And just like learning, having your own place and getting to experiment is so much fun because I know at my parents' place I never did these kind of cooking DIYs. My mom was in
Yeah.
charge of the kitchen. So having
Yeah,
my own
you have to
kitchen,
stay
it's like,
out of the
this is
kitchen.
my, yeah, this is my kitchen now. I can do what I want.
Yes. I feel like a lot of Asian like parents are very territorial about their kitchen
Yeah,
space. You're not allowed
not
in
allowed.
there.
Mommy's cooking here. So it's nice to have like your own space and your own without
For
judgment, like
sure.
what are you doing?
So true. There's such
Yeah.
thing as too many cooks in the kitchen.
Now it evolved from just like doing a DIY to like now a camera is shooting the DIY.
That tracks your face, which is really
Oh yeah, this one is tracking my face.
okay. Let's see. So my last question, my last sort of second question, thinking about everything that you've done up to this point, what do you want your legacy to be? Like how do you hope the world will be different because of what you're doing right now?
I hope people will be a lot happier in life. I find that with overconsumption, there's a lot of unhappy people. And I think that if people are happier also, there'll be a lot more peace in this world.
Yes, I
So I
agree.
do hope that I also hope that my content makes people feel happier and strive to be happy in life.
I feel like, especially because you're promoting like frugality and intentional living, and in a way that's like minimal, like living minimalist too. So the less clutter and stuff you have, the happier you'll be too.
Yeah,
So I think that's great. So where can people find you, Christine? Let
on
us
I think almost every platform, Pinterest, Instagram,
Snapchat.
Snapchat, what I don't remember what else I said, Facebook,
Yeah, YouTube.
yeah, YouTube. So it's usually but on
Okay.
Instagram, it's Eco-Amical all together. Yeah,
And you have a blog too, right? Like I think I
yes,
saw your website. So go there.
ecoamical.com. So you can
Perfect.
find all my handles over there.
Yes, that way they can just click on a link and go
Yeah,
straight to
yes.
you. Amazing. Thank you so much, Christine. That was awesome. I'm going to
Thank
record
you.
that here. Thank you so much for sticking with me through all the technical difficulties. I had a great
Yeah,
conversation.
it was a nice conversation. It was really
Yeah.
nice. It's I've never been interviewed by an Asian person.
Okay.
So it's nice
Are
to
they?
relate.
Thank you so much for tuning into this conversation with Christine. I hope her journey reminded you that it's okay to slow down and really redefine what success means on your own terms. If something she shared resonated with you, I'd love to hear it. Feel free to mention in the comments. And as always, you can follow me at Thoughtful Advocate on Instagram and leave a review on what you think about this new series on thoughtful advocates around the world. Until next time, stay grounded, stay curious, and stay present. Thank you for tuning in to the Thoughtful Advocate.